Hey, it's Carla.
And Caesar.
Welcome back to another episode of Carla and Caesar's Modern Life.
Hey, episode 24.
Hey. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, it's been a crazy, very busy week. We're recording on a Friday night, and you're working tomorrow. This is your Monday, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's my Monday.
How are you feeling?
Good, just tired.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm always tired. So I think I just have to get used to it.
Post Malone, always tired. Doesn't that what he has tattooed on him?
I think so.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. It's because it was a busy week.
Yeah,
it's not normally like this.
Because on your days off, you usually would relax, but even like it was a Wednesday that we were like out, and we'll get to that. But other than that, how else are you doing?
Good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have not been able to work on our like actual written things down for the shadow work that we've been doing this week.
Yeah, last week we told you guys we had 2 assignments, which were to write down advice we give to other people and then things that
annoy us about other people. And like how, we're trying to figure out like how it would trigger us, stuff like that. And we're still working on that. Like that's still gonna happen. But we just needed more time with that.
Just to get it concise and so we can maybe talk about some of the things.
Yeah, because I think that requires like self-examination, and and I think we want to give it like the proper attention too, because we're not just doing it for the show; we're doing it for ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. So. Yeah,
and I feel weird moving on to the next chapter if I haven't done that part yet.
Yeah. So we're kind of stuck right now.
Yeah, but I'm eager to get back into it though.
Yeah.
It's super helpful, and like just mind blowing.
Yeah, for sure. You're definitely in a better place, like with how you're. I can see that in you. Like you deal with things a lot better. Not that you didn't before, but there's just that thing.
And what's crazy is like honestly, like I'm just nice to myself now. Like that's like the biggest difference. I feel like, because I think about when I'm like struggling with something, I just like try to address myself like I would like a younger version of myself, which is why I keep 2 pictures of me as a little kid near me, like where I meditate and stuff, and where I journal sometimes, because it reminds me to like when I talk to myself, like that's who I'm talking to. So I need to be like kind to myself, and so I feel like that's definitely helped.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. On my side of it, I think I have been dealing with stuff like that better. Like we had an event this week. I didn't feel like I was freaking out about anything. I was a little bit nervous, but it was like it just came with doing the thing. But it went well, I think.
Yeah, it did.
So I try to do that to myself too. I mean, we'll talk about that in a second, but I try to be nicer to myself too when it comes to like not grinding myself too hard or something. I try to prioritize like getting enough sleep now as opposed to like getting the work done. Sometimes I do stay up late, but because I know I have the ability to sleep in. Like last night I did finish the Steve Lacy reaction video that I just posted. So yeah, anything else about your week you wanted to say?
No, just shout out to my brother. He graduated this week, so I got to celebrate him with my siblings, and it was really good to see my siblings. I hadn't hung out with all of them in a little while, so that was really nice. I think that's part of the reason why I felt happy today. Yeah,
I'm glad you got to spend time with your family. We mentioned last time I was going to host an event at the Continental Room in downtown Fullerton, and that was so great. It went so well.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was a Wednesday night in Fullerton, which is why we were saying, Carla, that was your weekend, was that Wednesday night?
Basically.
And yeah, we packed that place. I mean, True 100 Radio and the Rodriguez Show, which is me, Mondo, and then Carla helps us behind the scenes. We put this thing on. I mean, they organized it for us, and we just showed up and hosted it, and Mondo DJ'd with taps, and it was just so fun.
Played great music, great vibes, good drinks, fun people.
All the performers, Kari Banks,
everybody
Travis Chase
was so good.
Yeah. So Tyler Conan and Eric Young, our homie Eric Young. Yeah, he always like blows away. Like, me and Mondo, even I'm talking for both of us too. I don't know why I said us, but you know what I mean. Like everybody that is in the audience. And it felt good because it was the first time we did something that wasn't in Santa Ana. And I was a little nervous because I didn't know like if we could do that on a Wednesday night in Fullerton. But I mean, shout out to Mondo who never doubted that we could, because he was like, yeah, no, don't worry.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it wasn't like I was worried. I was just like, oh, it might be a smaller crowd, but it was a way bigger crowd than I anticipated, and that was awesome. Like, I'm just really happy with how that went. And I was happy that because it was a collaboration with True 100 Radio, so it was like we could show them like we are also, we are good to work together like that.
Yeah, they were super well organized and like they had everything set up.
It felt good to do that because usually it's me and Mondo, and it's a lot to handle for 2 people. Yeah. But because it was them, like I could ask George YBG a question, and he would like right away like help me. He was on it. Yeah, and it was like I just had to focus on like what I had to do, which was, guest. Which, I will say that although I did feel like I did a good job, people like I presented as doing a good job. I don't think anybody knows that I was messing up. I did feel like there was supposed to be a longer podcast segment, and I just choked up because I just feel like podcasting is hard to do live, and I just got too nervous at the moment. I don't know. I see. It was a smooth in and out of it, so nobody noticed that we were like, oh, what would we do? But there was a moment where we all looked at each other, and I was like, nah, we got to get out of this. And that was because I froze. It wasn't because anybody, like, it wasn't like the True 100 guys, like they were ready to go. Yeah. They were giving me the opportunity, and then I was like, and then. Did they understand? Yeah, they understood, and it was fine. Like, and then they were able to talk about their mixer, which is happening next Saturday, the 30th. So yeah, I mean, it was super successful. I was so happy with that. I'm hoping to do more of that stuff, pretty soon in the future. So. Yeah. And yeah, now that I have it, it's official. I can say that the Rodriguez Show got a grant, so that was really great. We applied for a grant and online for like artists, and we were able to get something which is going to help us get some merch done. So that's happening this year. That's exciting. Good job to you, honey. Thanks. Carla played the kids today.
Now I know where it is. Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like you've been putting in like a lot of work, and I'm glad that it's paying off. And
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Much more of that too. Yeah. We need to manifest it.
Yeah. I'm not a person that likes to make like to tell people like what I'm gonna do, but it just feels so good to have that, like, that we got a grant and like we know what we're gonna do with it. Like, yeah, it's not like, oh, like you're never gonna hear about merch ever again. Like, this is gonna happen. Like, like I'll make it happen.
You guys are already working on it.
Yeah, like it's not. Yeah, and so that's why I feel good about sharing that news. But it's not like I'm gonna post it all over the place and stuff. Just for the people that listen to this show. Yeah.
Our 51 subscribers.
Hey, shout out to that. Shout out to you guys. Yeah. Hey, so that's a good transition though. We need to tell them what to do. Like this video already.
Yes, please.
Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and then share it if you can. Comment if anything. Tell us how you like it. People do comment on that. Even the reaction videos, which have been popping, people tell us, oh, I like the album. Like, good for you. Like, thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, we do want to know. Just any advice you guys have for us, any helpful tips, we'll take it all.
Yeah, and you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow me at I am Cesar Rod. We can follow you,
Carla Rod 89.
Nice. So, you ready to get into the scenarios this week?
Let's do it.
All right. I'll start with the first one. When I met my wife, she had a 3-year-old son whose father was not in the picture. I was immediately bonded with him and wanted to treat him like my own. My mother was totally disinterested, which put my wife off, understandably. My mom seemed irritated at having him around, and when I confronted her, she said that what I was doing was great, if that's what I wanted, but I can't force her to bond with someone else's child. I was furious and uninvited her from our wedding and went low contact. My wife absolutely hates my mother now. We had our daughter a year after the wedding, and my wife had already told me how she was going to put my mom in her place if my mom thought she was going to let her have access to her biological grandchild if she couldn't accept our whole family. I was all for that, but my mom showed zero interest in our daughter. She bought us one shower gift and never asked to meet her. We continued low contact with a lot of boundaries up. The one time I talked to my mom about it, she said we were sexist assholes and why we don't call my dad up and harass him over not giving a shit about his grandchildren, which we don't really talk to him anyway because he's an asshole. Wow.
Then my sister had her daughter 2 years ago. My sister is beyond a doubt my mom's favorite. My mom and my sister are still extremely close, but my mom has no interest in my niece. We had dinner with my sister and brother-in-law recently, and he was joking about how my mom had to babysit during a medical emergency and how miserable she clearly was. I mentioned that I felt I read the initial situation incorrectly, and maybe my mom's issue wasn't that he was my stepson. My sister told me that she agrees with my mom that we are sexist. I was shocked, and my wife was clearly annoyed. After dinner, I brought it up to my wife, and maybe my mom isn't as bad as we thought. It seems more that she dislikes kids than that he was her step-grandchild. I said I really missed her, which my wife has known for years, and maybe we should give her another shot, because at least she is treating all three grandchildren equally. My wife cried and said I was being an asshole for even considering that. She said it is bad enough that I miss my mom, but inviting her back into our lives would show complete disregard for our family. She said my mom needs to realize that we are all a package deal, and she was hurt by even having the consideration or the conversation. So am I the asshole for
suggesting like that he should to bring the mom back into the family?
Yeah.
I mean, I get why he wants to bring the mom back, but I mean, you gotta sometimes you gotta be like, damn, she's a shitty person, you know?
But I think she just doesn't like kids.
Yeah, but I mean, your own grandkids, you're not gonna care about your own grandkids. I mean, even the dad. Like, I'm not saying it's if we're because you know people are like you're sexist asshole. Well, the mom wants to be around you, but not your kids. Like that's weird. Like I think that I don't know. Like,
I don't think she wants to be around her kids either, because she didn't really seem like she's made an effort to try to have higher contact with him either.
Yeah,
than they already do.
That's what I'm saying. It's like so why is this guy like why is your mom even worth bringing? Like what is it about your mom that you want around? Like that maybe that's what you should ask yourself.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he just has always wanted that, like, her approval.
Yeah. I
don't know.
And that's where it's like maybe you're not gonna get it from people that just are not interested in giving it to you. Like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I get why the wife would be hurt. Like if she's like she cares so much about her kids, like, and it's for a family member that's like so directly related to not care, like, like biological and the stepson, like either of them, like that hurts. Like that's weird.
I see how it would definitely be hurtful for sure. I guess I feel like my grandparents were in Mexico, so I didn't really have relationships with them like that. So I'm like, it's fine, but I can see like why.
Yeah, and then they showed. Hurtful. I mean, they showed interest at least, right? Like when you talk to them, like.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like.
Yeah, I didn't think they like disliked me.
No,
like this, like in this case, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can see how it would be hurtful.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think it's wrong of him to miss his mom, which she tried to make him feel bad about.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you miss somebody, like, I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, it is your mom. Like, you're not gonna not. Like, I get it. I get why he would want to. You know, if he misses his mom, but sometimes you gotta realize like some people are toxic. Like, you know.
It's true.
And they're not like supposed to be around for a reason, and you know you have a family that loves you. Like. Take care of that. So,
yeah, so I don't think you're an asshole, but maybe don't try to force a relationship with your mom and the rest of your family. Maybe he can just go hang out with his mom every once in a while.
There you go. We solved it.
There you go. Next one.
Yes. My wife and I got married a couple weeks ago. It wasn't a huge wedding. We had about 75 guests. During the planning, a handful of my wife's family asked about dinner options because they are vegan. None of my family members are vegan, but we wanted to make sure that everyone had good food to eat. At that point, we hadn't talked with the caterer yet, but my wife assured them we would offer vegan options for them. We found a caterer that offered delicious vegan food. We tasted it, very good. When we were planning the seating chart, where my wife mentioned that one of her cousins said that she couldn't be seated at a table where meat is served. I asked a few questions about it, but my wife got frustrated with me, so I dropped it. But accommodating this was difficult, and eventually I got frustrated too and told my wife that if her cousin was going to be so militaristically, like the military-like, vegan about this, we were just going to seat all the vegans at one table, even if it meant splitting up families and friends. After a few more discussions and my wife talking again to her cousin, she eventually relented to the idea of having a vegan table. We put a part of the planning behind us and moved on. I literally didn't even think about it again until we started setting up things for the reception. My wife's mom noticed that sometimes we weren't sitting at the same table and asked about it. I told her we had to sit all the vegans at one table because of my wife's cousin.
My mother-in-law got mad about this and said it's rude to have family members sitting at different tables and to have one table basically segregating the vegans from the rest of the guests. I told her that unless wife's cousin wants to sit at a table all by herself, this is the solution we came up with and aren't going to change it now. Mother-in-law dropped it, but I could tell she wasn't happy. The ceremony went off perfectly, but when it came time for the reception, there were grumblings about the vegan table from my wife's family. While we were going around talking to people, a few of the vegans made comments about how they don't appreciate being singled out and separate from everyone else. I tried to be polite about it, but the fact that they thought bringing this sort of thing up to me on my wedding day was appropriate really started to rub me the wrong way. When my wife's cousin, the one who refused to sit at any table with me, said something to me about it, I told her that we did that because of her, and the next time someone asked me about it, I was going to tell them to talk to her about why we had a separate vegan table. She told me I was being discriminatory against vegans, and I just turned and walked away. I wasn't going to put up with that BS any more than I already had. It's apparently still a thing within my wife's family, and she feels I should have been more willing to find a different solution.
Oh, shit. Spicy.
I like how the vegans, like, that's so funny. Just the phrase.
Yeah. So the question is vegan discrimination real? So yeah, they put them all at one table. And I think that, like, yeah, I mean, what else were you gonna do?
Honestly, I feel like they should have just put her by herself.
Yeah, they should have.
Because yeah, she, like, not that, I don't know, I see how, like, he ended up saying that to her because he kept getting asked about it on his wedding day.
Yeah,
like, what? Like, that shouldn't even have been an issue, you know?
Yeah, like, so, like, are we asking who's the asshole here, or no? He did the right thing. I mean, yeah, the cousin is being so difficult.
Yeah, and I think they did it to try to accommodate her, but it just ended up being too much of an inconvenience. So maybe they didn't think it would play out that way, but no, I don't think he's the asshole because he meant well.
Yeah, because she's like, I don't want to sit at a table where meat is being served. Well, then, you know, what are you gonna do? Here's some other people that have the same thing you do.
That have the same thing you do.
You know what I mean?
That's funny. That's a funny way to say it, but I knew what you meant. That's hilarious. At the same time, like, it sucks that the wife's family is still talking about it. It sounds like some time has passed. A couple of weeks ago. I guess it's still kind of recent. Eventually they'll drop it, hopefully.
Yeah, I don't really, like, you know, some people are vegan or vegetarian. Like, you know, I respect people's choices, obviously, but, you know, when you're trying to be accommodating, especially at a wedding, like, I know how frustrating it can be. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you already have so much else going on. It's like,
yeah, like, you don't need that extra thing. Like, if they put you there, just sit there. Like, what does it matter? And
like, what do you do normally? Like, you can't always control if there's meat around or not.
Yeah, like,
although it is gross. Today at work, there was a chicken, like, wrapped in plastic, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I had to mentally prepare myself to pick it up, and then even then, I was like this when I picked it up.
It looks nasty.
It does.
Say. Yeah. I mean,
so I get it, but it's people's wedding.
Yeah. Give them a break.
Yeah, give them a break.
There's so much other stuff going on.
Yeah.
We had, you know, before we move on, we had a lot of bad things, like, go bad at our wedding, but we rolled with it. I mean, not like bad, but like, you know, we had an incident where the food was late, you know, and Amy was like,
I
oh,
didn't think
shit.
that was a bad thing though, because it ended up being fine.
That's what I'm saying. It was like it didn't go as planned. That's what I mean. Like things that didn't go as planned. So like the food being late, and then, you know,
The camera person.
camera person never got our video.
We don't have a wedding video.
We don't have a wedding video. So, you know, and that's the thing, is like stuff like that where, you know, you just gotta like, you roll with it sometimes, you know. Like there's only so much you can control after planning so much, you know? So, I mean, I still had a really good time. Best day of my life.
Yeah. I feel like we did a good job of just like you said, you just roll with the punches, and like all you can do is what you can do.
Exactly. Yeah. It is what it is.
And it ain't what it ain't. Ready for the next one?
Yeah. My sister-in-law got married last weekend. She's my long-term boyfriend's sister. They're white and I'm Middle Eastern and dark with raven black hair. She's saying that she's a dark-skinned person. She was looking for a photographer that didn't bankrupt her, so I suggested a friend of mine who's new in the business and charged less than half, because these things cost over 5,000 euros these days. So probably like $5,000.
I think so.
Yeah, because it's the same now, right? She was excited, and so I set up a group chat with her and the photographer friend. We talked a little later, and they met, and then they started messaging directly to each other. The wedding was amazing, and everything went smoothly. I was one of the guests, and she seemed happy. The next day, they went off to their honeymoon. I didn't know if it was by mistake, but instead of texting the photographer directly like she's done for the past few months, she texted him to our old iMessage group chat. She thanked him, but had a favor to ask him, whether he could retouch some of the flower archways, and also if she could take me off some of the photos because I'm too dark and ruin the color palette. Not all the pictures, just the one she's in.
Oh shit.
Damn.
I texted back, "Are you kidding me?" She didn't answer. I took a screenshot and posted it onto my Insta story, tagged her in it. She called my boyfriend, crying her eyes out, calling me an asshole for embarrassing her and ruining her honeymoon. My boyfriend thought it was a low blow. I was blinded with rage when I did it, but even now I'm calm and I still don't feel that I was an asshole. But people have been contacting her, apparently asking if she really wrote this. She's so beautiful and successful, so please don't blame it on jealousy or scared
Of being outshined.
Oh, like she thought
the writer thought that people would blame, like saying that she was just being jealous.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And also she did say that English was not her first language, so that was phrased a little weird.
I see.
But yeah, so basically she's saying like, hey, like, I'm not jealous or anything. Like, this is what happened. Like,
and neither is the bride.
Yeah, like she's
I
not.
see.
Yeah.
So she was saying like it's clearly because of the color of my skin.
Yeah.
Damn.
So clearly, obviously, what the sister-in-law did is racist. But she's asking like, should I have posted it on Instagram, basically? And I mean,
no. Sometimes you have to call these people out.
Yeah, like, because that's what you have to do. Like, you can't just sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
You know. I think that even in ruining her honeymoon, because it's like, what the hell? Like, if she had texted, like she made the mistake of texting both of them. Like, you showed your racism,
right?
You know. So
right.
I mean, if you're still gonna be racist, it doesn't matter if you're on your honeymoon or not. You know.
You have to deal with the consequences of being racist, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's one thing having an open mind. And then there's another thing of like, intolerance has to stop at some point. And you have to call it out when you see it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that's part of the problem, is like the reason why it's so prevalent and it's not going away anytime soon is because we aren't comfortable like confronting people about it.
Yeah. No, I think
it's hard.
I think about that. Like, you've done it where in moments where I couldn't.
And also I haven't done it.
Yeah.
You know?
Because it's not easy to have that conversation, but when you can, like, you have to.
Yeah.
Because, it's not going to change unless you call it out, like you said.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, you put her on blast on Instagram, but, I mean, that's how we live these days. So, people are going to see it. They're going to see who this person really is. And,
I wouldn't have done that, but I don't think that, like, if I feel like if that was what you felt you needed to do, that's what you felt you needed to do.
Yeah, and apparently, I mean, she wrote a lot of additional details to this.
Yeah.
One of them was that like she works with a lot of people of color, and that her clients, I guess, and they started dropping her because they all follow her on Instagram.
Oh damn.
So this is like a very public like.
So it's like having a lot of consequences.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like,
yeah, no, I feel like I would wish to have the balls to post it, but I probably wouldn't. But I
would definitely maybe come do it. I would say something in person.
For sure.
For sure. Like I would be like, what the hell is this? Like it would be a family thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong for doing that though. Putting it on Instagram.
Do you think she should stay with her boyfriend? Because the boyfriend thinks that it was a low blow as well.
Yeah, no. So then in more details that were added later to this, because we wanted to keep it simple to read it to you guys, and I could just tell you the summary of it all. So yeah, she did confront her boyfriend about it because he didn't seem like to care about the racism, and that he knew that his parents and his sister were racist.
Oh, he did,
and that he didn't really like.
She didn't know this until now.
She didn't know this.
Oh wow.
Now. So she basically broke up with him.
Oh okay.
There's a writer of this basically changed.
So you know what? She did the right thing because look, something good came out of it. She found out that her boyfriend's family is racist, and you know what? She was gonna find out eventually. And I feel like we know of have we talked about this on the show where we know of multiple instances where like it turns out that the people are racist after the fact that they've gotten married.
Yeah, recently we have. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, like
I'm glad she found out now.
Yeah, it sounds like it turned out good, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta call people out like that. Because it's like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Like, why would you not want somebody in it's literally like.
Throws off the color palette? What the fuck? That's such a weird thing to say.
It's like the definition of racism.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, no sympathy here for racist on this show. Nope.
Wow, what a happy ending to the story.
This story. She dropped all these motherfuckers.
I'm glad you read all the updates because I did.
Yeah. And you know, at the end of the day, a racist person got a deal on a wedding pictures because she said that even the photographer, because he didn't want to lose out on the money, he still had to crop her out. So it was kind of a messed up story, but you know, she got what she wanted in the end with her racist ass over here. You know, so you know, you ruined her. Maybe you know she had some of her clients drop her, but at the end of the day, like you walked away better from it. So good for you. Yeah.
She'll be fine at the end of the day. Yeah. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
that was it for this week.
That was a good show.
Yeah, we'll be back next week for episode 25.
And more shadow work updates.
Yes. Yeah, episode 25. That's 25 weeks in a row. How do you feel about that?
Great. Yeah. Oh, did you want to do something special for that episode?
20. I mean, yeah, we can do that in addition to we definitely have to do the shadow work next week. So maybe we can do that at the beginning and then get into the other thing. We'll let you know when that happens.
Yeah.
Remember to follow us on Instagram at I am Caesar Rod. Where can they follow you?
Carla Rod 89 and Plant Parenthood OC.
Nice. And then at the Rodriguez Show is where you can follow the hip hop radio show that I've been doing every week for 7 years, and you need to check it out because it's dope as well. At the Rodriguez Show on Instagram or youtube.com/c/the Rodriguez Show.
Hey.
And yeah, so we'll be back with another episode next week and the Beyonce reaction too.
Hell yeah.
Remember to take care of yourself and each other.
Thank you for watching. Bye.